Top 50 highest grossing movies. The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is the first film in the Harry Potter series, directed by Chris Columbus. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. 2012 is the first film in the Hobbit trilogy, directed by Peter Jackson. It follows Bilbo Baggins on a quest with dwarves. Zootopia 2016 is a Disney animated film. It follows Judy Hopps, a bunny police officer, and Nick Wilde, a fox, as they uncover a conspiracy in a mammal metropolis. Alice in Wonderland 2010 is a Tim Burton-directed. It reimagines Lewis Carroll's classic tales. Star Wars Episode I: The Phantom Menace is the first film in the prequel trilogy, directed by George Lucas. Finding Dory 2016 is an animated sequel to Finding Nemo. Directed by Andrew Stanton, it follows Dory's journey to reunite with her family. Jurassic Park is a science fiction film directed by Steven Spielberg, known for groundbreaking CGI. It depicts dinosaurs escaping from a theme park on Isla Nublar. Despicable Me 3 is an animated film produced by Illumination Entertainment. It follows Gru, a former villain turned secret agent, and introduces his twin brother, Drew. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides is the fourth film in the series, starring Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Aladdin 2019 is a live-action adaptation directed by Guy Ritchie, starring Mina Massoud, Naomi Scott, and Will Smith. It retells the classic story of a young street rat with a magical lamp and a wish-granting genie. Rogue One, a Star Wars Story 2016, is a standalone film set just before Star Wars Episode 4. Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest is the second film in the series, directed by Gore Verbinski, starring Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Toy Story 3 2010 is an animated film by Pixar, directed by Lee Unkrich. It follows Woody, Buzz, and other toys. Toy Story 4 is an animated film by Pixar, directed by Josh Cooley. It continues the adventures of Woody, Buzz. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is the ninth and final installment of the main Star Wars saga, directed by J.J. Abrams. The film follows the Resistance's struggle against the First Order. Joker is a psychological thriller directed by Todd Phillips, starring Joaquin Phoenix. The film received critical acclaim, and Joaquin Phoenix won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his portrayal. The Dark Knight Rises is the final installment in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, starring Christian Bale. Transformers is a science fiction action film directed by Michael Bay. It is the fourth installment in the Transformers film series. Skyfall is the 23rd James Bond film directed by Sam Mendes, starring Daniel Craig as James Bond. It follows MI6 agent 007 as he returns to duty to face a cyber terrorist. Transformers: Dark of the Moon is the third film in the series, directed by Michael Bay. Captain Marvel is a superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, a former U.S. Air Force pilot with cosmic powers. Spider-Man: Far From Home is a superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed by John Watts. It follows Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland. The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King is the final installment in Peter Jackson's film adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic fantasy trilogy. Aquaman is a superhero film directed by James Wan, starring Jason Momoa as Arthur Curry or Aquaman. Captain America: Civil War is a superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed by Anthony and Del Russo. The movie revolves around a conflict between Captain America and Iron Man. Minions is an animated comedy and a prequel to Despicable Me, directed by Kyle Balda and Pierre Coffin. The film explores the origin and adventures of the Minions. Iron Man 3 is a superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed by Shane Black, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. The Fate of the Furious is an action film directed by F. Gary Gray and is the eighth installment in the Fast and Furious film franchise. The movie follows Dom Toretto, played by Vin Diesel. Incredibles 2 is an animated superhero film, directed by Brad Bird. Beauty and the Beast is a live-action adaptation directed by Bill Condon, starring Emma Watson and Dan Stevens. It retells the classic tale of Belle and the Beast in a magical and transformative love story. Frozen is an animated musical film by Disney, directed by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee. It tells the story of two sisters in the kingdom of Arendelle, Elsa and Anna. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is a science fiction adventure film directed by J. Bayona. Star Wars: The Last Jedi is the 8th installment in the main Star Wars saga, directed by Rian Johnson. The film follows Rey's training with Luke Skywalker. In 2011, the final installment of the Harry Potter film series was released. The film concludes the cinematic adaptation of J.K. Rowling's book series. Black Panther is a Marvel superhero film directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. The movie explores T'Challa's journey to assume the throne of Wakanda after his father's death. Avengers: Age of Ultron is a Marvel superhero film directed by Joss Whedon. It features the Avengers battling Ultron. Frozen 2 is an animated sequel to Frozen, directed by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee. It follows Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf. Top Gun: Maverick is a sequel to the 1986 film Top Gun and stars Tom Cruise reprising his role as Pete Maverick Mitchell. Furious 7 is the 7th installment in the Fast and Furious series, directed by James Wan. The film follows Dominic Toretto and his team. The Avengers is a Marvel superhero film directed by Joss Whedon. It brings together iconic characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, team known as the Avengers. The Lion King is a live-action CGI adaptation directed by Jon Favreau. It retells the classic story of Simba, a young lion prince. Jurassic World is a science fiction adventure film directed by Colin Trevorrow, set 22 years after the events of Jurassic Park. Spider-Man: No Way Home is a superhero film directed by John Watts, starring Tom Holland. The movie follows Peter Parker seeking help from Doctor Strange, leading to a multiverse adventure with past Spider-Man actors. Avengers: Infinity War is a Marvel superhero film directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. Star Wars: The Force Awakens is the 7th installment in the main Star Wars saga, directed by J.J. Abrams, set 30 years after Return of the Jedi. Titanic is an epic romance and disaster film directed by James Cameron, focusing on the romance between passengers Jack Dawson and Rose DeWitt Bukater, winning 11 Academy Awards. Avatar 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the 2009 film Avatar, directed by James Cameron. It continues the story on the moon of Pandora. Avengers: Endgame is a Marvel superhero film directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. It serves as a direct sequel to Avengers: Infinity War and features the Avengers confronting the formidable villain Thanos. Avatar is a groundbreaking science fiction film directed by James Cameron, set on the moon Pandora. It follows Jake Sully, a paraplegic marine who becomes an Avatar operator, entangled in the conflict between humans and the native Na'vi.